friends, today what we are going to do is we are going to draw a southwest landscape. Okay, so let's see the supplies that we need. We need watercolor, we need crayons, we need half a sheet of paper, and because it's watercolor, I also have some water to paint with, and a pencil, an eraser. Okay, so before we get into the lesson, let's learn about how to show depth in your picture. What is depth? What is or what we can say is, how do you show space? How we are looking into space, like you're seeing more space, or how you will show distance in a picture. How to show space or depth or distance in a picture. This is what we are going to learn today. I know we have been doing some of the things that we learned in kindergarten and first grade or other grades to show depth in the picture. When I'm explaining, you will know what we have been practicing. So one technique that artists do to show depth or distance in a picture, when you're drawing a picture, it is on a flat paper. You can't go and show depth like that, right? If it is a 3D thing, you can show the different dimension or the space around it. But on a paper, it is a little bit tricky, but you guys already know the trick to show space. So one method is called overlap. I know you guys have done this before, right? So overlapping is when you overlap things. Suppose this is a ball, when you put another ball behind or another one like this, overlapping, it looks like you are looking into the distance. Another method you can do is it's called placement, the way you place things. So that also you guys have been doing. This technique also we are going to practice today. This is going to be, we are going to practice today too. Okay, so listen, placement is by placing things further apart. If you place things further apart, like not everything together, it will give an illusion of depth. Really, it is not there, but we are tricking the viewer or the person looking at it into believing that there is depth in your picture. Okay, another technique that we are going to try out today is size. Now you'll be wondering, we have been doing all this always, like whenever we are doing pictures or drawings, but these now you know the reason why we had been doing this. We have been doing all this to show or create a sense of depth or distance. So size, how does it work? When you place things, so this is, if this is a paper, if you place bigger things at the bottom of the paper or in the foreground, this part of the paper, this thing is called the foreground, the front ground, or the foreground, not the front ground. You don't say that. You say it call it foreground. The middle part of the paper, it is called the middle ground. Okay. And the back of the paper, it's in the way back, it is called the background. Okay. So things in the foreground, that is in the right in front of you, will appear bigger. Things in the middle ground will be of medium size. And what will happen if I place the same thing in the background? If this ball, I place it here, it will become smaller. Things in the distance look a little bit smaller. If it is in the further away, it will look even smaller. So we are going to use all these three techniques, okay, to show depth in our project today. Okay, so let me erase this, and then I'm going to place the paper maybe in the portrait style today because I need to show more depth. Okay, so right here in the front, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a prickly pear. So the prickly pear is right in front of me, so it is big. Okay, so I'm starting with start with the U and then bring the U down. Want me to show you how to make the prickly pear? So like that, it's almost like a circle, but the bottom, you don't have to fill in the bottom. And then on top, I'm making it like an oval, but it is not complete oval. Another oval. See, like a prickly pear. And then maybe you can add the flower. Things like that. Okay. And the thorns. Maybe I'll draw, show you guys how to draw an agave before I move on to drawing on the paper. Okay, let me take a look at an agave plant. So agave plant can be drawn. So this is it's like a upside down V, a cluster of V's together. See? That is an agave plant. The other cactus you will draw like that. You can, it's like a finger. Okay. Connect it with like that. And then this like a sock or a boomerang shape. That is how you can draw another cactus. Okay. Okay. So let's now move on to the drawing on the paper. So you can, so I did all these details with the black itself. You could take the crayon and do all this, okay? So when you're using the crayon, you don't have to do it with black. Instead, you could draw the thorns with dark green if you want. Or even light green or even yellow, okay? So maybe an agave plant here. Try some stones. So to draw a stone, you draw a line like that and then wiggly line on top. Maybe you can add some squiggly lines inside also. Okay, so I have this agave plant and this prickly pear in the foreground. Now what I'm going to do is maybe I'll use the crayons to draw the rest, or maybe I'm going to draw a line here to separate the foreground from the middle ground. So in the middle ground, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line. Okay, maybe here, or maybe here. I'm going to draw a cactus. Okay. In the back, maybe I'm going to draw maybe a bigger one here, a little bit more. Oh, does it look like a cactus? I don't know. So I have a cactus. I thought this would be the easiest cactus, and then I messed up. Okay, so behind these cactus, I'm going to draw some rock formation. Okay. So rock formation is like rocks are stacked on top of each other, right? So when you reach a line, you are going to jump onto the other side and then continue. I'm going to make it look like there is a rock formation behind this. So, see, we are now overlapping things. Okay. Okay, I think that is enough of stuff. Now, let's take the crayon and add more details to your thing. I'm going to take purple color for the flowers. Dark green lines inside to give it more texture. Light green lines inside the agave plant. Then just around the green. Short lines inside this. Use pink for the flowers here. Okay. Now, maybe here in the background I can use, not the background, in the ground, I'm using lines to show texture. Brown lines here. Maybe I should have drawn some more rocks over here, right? So Maybe color the rocks brown. Okay, so based on what type of the day it is, if it is nighttime, you can add stars in the sky, or you can add clouds, or maybe birds, whatever you want. Maybe I'm going to add, it's like nighttime, and moon. Shining. Or is it the sun? It looks like the sun now. I will make it a sun. So I'm just turning my mistakes into something. Maybe I'll add birds flying. Okay. Now if it is stars, you can use the white and then add the stars. Okay, guys? So now let's take the watercolor and the water. And we are going to start coloring. So let's first color the cactus. So add a drop of water. I have been using this before, so that's why it is pretty. Maybe we can, so what you need to do is, let me wash my brush. We'll start with yellow. I'm just adding a few drops of water in yellow. And then all these colors, we are going to add 1 drop of water each, okay? We will be using all these colors, so we are going to add a drop of water into each of these. Purple, brown, black, we are not using that because black is going to be a very strong color. Okay, so I forgot to do one more thing. The stone formation, I'm going to take white and then I'm going to add some lines along the lines that we made. If you want to see what I really did, because you can't see those lines that I'm making, right? So you can fast forward it to the part where I am coloring the this rock formation and see what I really did here to get an idea how to color that part. So I'm going to take a little bit of yellow and then color here yellow. You may have to swirl your brush in the yellow because, as I said, I had been using these paints just now, so it is already swirled in. See? Towards the bottom, I'm going to just dip it in orange and then give it a bit of orange color in the bottom. A bit of orange, not much. Okay, so the stone, I forgot to color it brown with my brown crayon while I was coloring this one. Let me go ahead color that. If you guys remember to color this brown, you are awesome. Me, I forgot. Okay, so I'm just going to put some orange on top to make it orangish brown. Okay, so this part I'm just going to put just yellow, because my brush had a little bit of orange in it. It looks a little bit different, that's all. This and this almost matches because it is almost closer to, that area is closer, right? So it doesn't matter. Now I'm going to take some orange and then color here. So this is the part I asked you guys to watch if you didn't get an idea on what was happening here. Can you guys see it? Yeah. The stones, I'm just going to make it, paint it orangish now, and then maybe I'll go and put some brown on top. So see that you're painting using the tip of your brush. Just like what we did here with orange and yellow, we will put a little bit of brown on top of this. Not too much. See, just blending that up. Dip it in water, just a dab in brown, not too much. One dab. Okay, that stone formation is done. Now let's focus on the cactus and agave. I'm going to take green, there's a lot more of color. Here some color is bleeding, so I need to stop it. So I take a paper towel and then just press it down. Like this. Okay. If you don't want it to be too bright like this one, I'm just pressing my paper towel on top of this thing. I'm going to dip in blue and then in green and then color this one. I want it to be a little bit different than these two. Just use the tip of your brush because it's a teeny tiny one, right? So the cactuses are done. What is remaining is the sky. So the sky, maybe I'll color it purplish blue. Maybe we can also add a little bit of clouds. So I'm just adding I don't know whether you could see, so watch when I paint, you'll be able to see. Okay, so see the cloud? Yeah, that is what I did. It's too deep. So top, dark, and then I'm just going to dip in water and extend that purple down. Like that. If it is still wet, be careful. The stone formation or the cactus is going to bleed. Or you can take a break or wait for the cactus to dry and then come back and then finish it. So here I'm done. So what I want you guys to do when you guys are done is I want you guys to write your name on the bottom of the paper with your grade, room number, and email me your finished work, the picture of your finished work in the email address I'm going to put at the end of the video. Okay, I hope you learned. What are the techniques that we learned? We learned overlapping, placement, the things that place, like scattering around the things, placement, the size, the bigger things in front and smaller things in the back, and the color, right? All these techniques we tried out today, and we made this landscape, right? So showing depth. So I think we succeeded in showing depth in this picture. So this is what our lesson was, how to show depth in our art. So email me your finished work, and then don't close your watercolor palette right now because it is wet. You can rinse your brush and put it on the side and wait for your watercolor to dry, and then you can close that. Okay, so till we meet next time, bye bye.